Welcome to another Spreadsheeters video guide. You can find written instructions for these steps on the Spreadsheeters website. In this video, we'll see how to find linked cells in Excel. One of the great things about using Excel is the ability to create formulas that use cell references instead of actual values. In this way, I can ensure that my formula is always dynamic, and every time the source data or the source value changes, the formulas that use those values will be updated automatically. It also makes it easier to copy formulas either across columns or down rows. Now, when I have a worksheet with a lot of calculated columns, when I need to modify or delete a cell, I need to check the other cells that are linked to it so that I know the impact of modifying that cell or deleting it. Because if you delete a cell that is referred to in many other places, at once all your formulas will show errors. So let's see how to find linked cells. In this example, I have a number of columns here, and some have formulas, some don't. Now, if I want to change the formula or change this cell, I would like to see the impact of changing this cell. So to do this, I can go to formulas and I will click on trace precedence. So this will tell me which cells are used by this cell, meaning which cells references are in this cell. This is quite a small example. So looking at the formula, I can see that it's C4 and C1. But when I have a much larger data set, the formulas may be scattered all over the sheet. Now, the next thing I want to see is where this value is used. So I know that if I change this cell, the other cells that are dependent on it, there won't be any impact. But I need to see where this cell is used. For that, I will use trace dependence. So then I see that the new price column uses this. So while it's relatively easy to see which cells these refer to by clicking in it and looking at the formula, I don't know where else the cell is used unless I use the trace dependence. So using these two very useful features, I can find out which cells are linked in a worksheet. Now, if you have, you can click the arrow multiple times to show other precedents if the formula is then used in other places. And the other thing to remember is if I click a cell like this and trace precedence where there's nothing, I will get an error message, or even dependence. This one has dependence in multiple places. This cell C5 is referred to in cell E5, F5 and G5. So using these arrows, I can find out which cells are linked in Excel and how they are linked. Please read the appended article for further guidance.